Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, and the website onthisday.com. By the way, Sohan's having some audio issues today, so we're gonna be trying to work with that. Let's see here. Got the music down as low as I can. There we go. So bear with us, audience. Anyway, for links to the sources, the music, and anything else we gather throughout the show, check the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander. You there? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Today is Fridays Day, also known as Friday, May 20th, 2022. Do you want to start us off?
325, the first consul of Nicaea is formally opened, starting the first Emisio consul, consul of the Christian Church. Well, Christian started 325.
Dang.
491, Empress Irene marries Anastasius I. The widow Augusta is able to choose her successor for the Byzantine throne after Zeno, late emperor, dies of dysentery.
I had no idea they went on the Oregon Trail.
No, I mean, he dysentery.
Oh.
What happens when you dysentery?
Oh, no, Terry! Back up, Terry! Back up!
That's why they say back up, Terry, because Terry don't know his strength.
Oh, yeah.
You seen Terry didn't give no fucks about the fireworks?
The fireworks were coming from Terry.
685, the Battle of Dunnington is fought between a Pictish army under King Bridal III and invading Northumbrian under King Ifrith, who are decisively defeated. Damn. Now it says they got beaten by a Pictish army.
What is a Pictish army anyway? Pictish
They're probably
army.
No. Like, him. Throw him out. Probably Pictish.
Are there any Picts left? By 900 AD, Pictland ceased to exist. The reign of Donald was listed in the Chronicle of Kings of Alba as a king of Alba. Pictland and Dal Riata had gone, and in their place Alba, a Gaelic word for Scotland, was created. In this simple listing in an obscure book, Scotland has its origins. Okay, so this was up in Scotland.
So they're the Scots now.
Yeah.
Better.
Taking us up in 1794, while visiting the Royal Mercian Court at Sutton Walls with a view to marrying Princess Aelfrith, King Aelcerbert II of East Anglia was taken captive and beheaded. Ugh. Damn. 1297, the Second Battle of Lincoln was fought near Lincoln, England, resulting in the defeat of Prince Louis of France by William Marshall, the first Earl of Pembroke.
Okay.
And then in 1293, King Sancho IV of Castile created the Estudio de Escuelas de Generales in Alasia de Henares.
That sounds epic.
Yeah.
About generals.
Yeah. Oh, we have a repeat here of 1293. Take that out.
Well, in 1449, the Battle of Alfambea is fought, establishing a House of Braganza as a principal royal family of Portugal. 1497, John Cabot set sail from Bristol, England on his ship Matthew, looking for a route to the west. Other documents give a May 2nd date.
So either it happened today or on the 2nd of May. So an 18-day
Uh,
discrepancy there.
or maybe he's a procrastinator and he'll probably say, get out of here. Go do whatever you're supposed to be doing.
Or maybe he lied, like you do at school, you put down the date, Maybe you put down the wrong date, to be like, no, 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 we left earlier. You have one more here.
Okay, also, 1520. Hernando Cortez defeats Pelofino de Narvaez sent by Spain to punish him for insubordination.
Become ungovernable. 50 years later, in 1570, cartographer Abraham Ortelius issued Theatrium Orbis Terrarium, the first modern atlas. Oh, that's cool. I gotta look that up real quick. Let's see here. Wikipedia, the first modern atlas. What does it look like, though? Come on. Oh, not letting me look at it. Images. There we go. Well, that's cool. Wow. South America looks like an amoeba, and Antarctica is just half the world. Holy crap. Anyway, 1609, Shakespeare's sonnets were first published in London, perhaps illicitly, by the publisher Thomas Thorpe. And then in 1631, the city of Magdeburg in Germany was seized by forces of the Holy Roman Empire, and most of its inhabitants were massacred. This was this was one of the bloodiest incidents of the 30 Years' War. Wow, can you imagine just sacking a whole town and purging it?
No, it's horrible.
It's like Arthas level shit right there.
1645, Yangzhong Massacre. The 10-day massacre of 800,000 residents of the city of Yangzhong, part of the transition from Ming to Qing.
Dang. So 800,000 people killed in 10 days. That's worse than a nuclear bomb, dude.
And that's the type of stuff that gives Mao a semi.
A semi?
It gives him a semi.
I think it's more than a semi. I tell you what, though, Canada doesn't like semis. Certainly Trudeau.
No, they're like full. They're like full-blown boners.
No, I'm talking about Trudeau. He doesn't like trucks.
I get it. I get it. I know.
Okay. You have one more here, right?
Yeah. I got two more.
Oh, you got two more. Sorry.
1741, the Battle of Cartagena de Indias ends in a Spanish victory, and the British begin withdrawing forces from Jamaica with substantial losses.
See, that's what I said. Don't fight Jamaica.
Don't fight Jamaicans, man. They will hit you with everything they got.
They are Pastafarians, man.
1775, the Mickleburg Declaration of Independence is allegedly signed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Allegedly.
Interesting.
Wow. Just the word allegedly.
Allegedly. In 1802, by the law of 20th of May, 1802, Napoleon Bonaparte reinstated slavery in the French colonies. Oh, not cool. Revoking its abolition in the French Revolution. Wow. Okay, now I really don't like Napoleon. I did not know that he did that. That's awful. Screw Napoleon. Guy's a piece of shit. 1813, speaking of Napoleon, he led his French troops into the Battle of Bautzen in Saxony, Germany, against the combined armies of Russia and Prussia. This battle ended the next day with a French victory. This happened in 1813, so just 11 years after his reinstatement of slavery. And then in 1840, York Minster was badly damaged by fire. So that's a town or something.
Okay. Which one am I on?
1861.
1861 American Civil War, the states of Kentucky proclaim its neutrality, which will last until September 3rd when Confederate forces enter the state. Meanwhile, the state of North Carolina secedes from the Union.
Dang.
In 1862, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln signs the Homestead Act into law, opening 84 million acres of public lands to settlers.
Oh man, dude! Like I saw a video about that a little bit ago, like a month or so, and I think it was Geographics again with Mr. Simon Whistler. But the torrent, the flood of humans that washed across the Great Plains to settle land was spectacular, and I don't think nothing like that is ever going to happen again. So what?
Okay. Oh yeah. 1864 Battle of American Civil War, Battle of Ware Bottom Church in the Virginia Bermuda Hundreds campaign. 10,000 troops fight in this Confederate victory,
Dang.
which is a small victory to a huge loss.
Yep. They won the battle, but not the war. Well, they're still fighting today, you know. Like they're trying to do stuff. In 1873, Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis received a U.S. patent for blue jeans with copper rivets. Look at that. 149 years ago, jeans were invented. 1875, the signing of the Metric Convention by 17 nations led to the establishment of the International System of Units. Well, that's interesting. No, meter, not metric. Meter. So that's where the meter comes from. And then in 1882, the Triple Alliance between the German Empire, Austria-Hungary, and the Kingdom of Italy was formed. The Triple Entente, I believe. And, yeah, that's the groundwork for the bad guys in World War One. So, what happened the next year after that, Mr. Sohan?
Which one?
1883. Ooh.
1883. Krakatoa begins to erupt. The volcano explodes 3 months later, killing more than 36,000 people.
Yeah. Krakatoa eruption, one of the most devastating, like, literally destroyed the entire island. Like, Krakatoa before and after. Yeah. Essentially, come on. Why are you not... Stupid internet is lagging again. So actually I saw a better picture just before this. So as you can see here, before 1883, Krakatoa consisted of 3 volcanic islands connected to each other. And then afterwards, only half of one of the islands was left. To put that into perspective of how massive that explosion was. Wasn't it heard like halfway across the world? Or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of my Krakatoa tangent.
Okay.
1891.
1891. History of cinema, the first public display of Thomas Edison's prototype kinetoscope.
Ah. So that's the one where you look through the thing and you turn the crank, right?
Yeah, yeah. Also, 1902, Cuba gains independence from the United States. Thomas Estrada Palmer becomes the country's first president.
Cool. Cuba. Wow, so Cuba was once part of us. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, the Spanish War.
Yeah, that is true. And then they declared independence. You know what? Okay, so they did that in 1900 too. So the South did rise again. It's just Cuba. Because, they opposed us. Then they went communist. I can't think of a more fitting replacement for the South than Cuba. The ideology, the principles, what it does. That's pretty intriguing. Then what happened in 1927?
1927. The Treaty of Tredea. The United Kingdom recognized the sovereignty of King Al Saud in the Kingdom of Hejaya and Najd, which later merged to become the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Ah. Also in 1927, Charles Lindbergh took off for Paris from Roosevelt Field in Long Island, New York, aboard the Spirit of St. Louis on the first non-stop solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean, landing 3.5 hours later. And in 1932, Amelia Earhart took off from Newfoundland to begin the world's first solo non-stop flight across the Atlantic Ocean by female pilots, landing in Ireland the next day. Well, that's interesting. Five years separated on the exact day where that happened, male and female. That's cool. Going into something not so cool, in 1940, during the Holocaust, the first prisoners arrived at a new concentration camp at Auschwitz. Yeah, not good.
1941 World War II Battle of Crete. German paratroopers invade Crete.
Yep, which is that little island to the southeast of Greece in the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say southeast or southwest?
Also, you said southeast.
Okay.
1948, German CEO Chiang Kai-shek wins the 1948 Republic of China presidential election and is sworn in as the first president of the Republic of China in Nanjing. 1949, in the United States Armed Forces Security Agency, the predecessor to the National Security Agency, is established.
73 years under the thumb of the NSA. You have one more here, right? Are you there?
Okay, yeah, 1956 Operation Red Wing, the first United States airborne hydrogen bomb is dropped over Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean.
And something interesting about hydrogen bombs is we didn't really understand it, and we thought we did. And when it blew up a lot bigger than we thought it would. Like, we didn't do the math properly. We didn't know how hydrogen would react completely correctly. So we accidentally made something worse than we actually planned it to be, which is horrifying. Taking us up into 1964, the discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation by Robert Woodrow Wilson and Arno Penzias. And that's essentially, a baby picture of the universe. What was it like? When it was 1 billion years old or something? I don't know. So, but yeah. And the discovery of that, actually, it's really crazy. Like, no matter where they were trying to find something else, and they kept getting this static. No matter where they were pointing their telescope or whatever, they were always hearing the static. And then that's how they figured out is the cosmic microwave background radiation of the Big Bang. 365 days later, in 1965, 121 people were killed when Pakistan International Airlines Flight 705 crashed at Cairo International Airport. That sucks. In 1967, the Popular Movement of the Revolution political party was established on the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Fucking Congo.
Fucking Congo.
No gorillas in that Congo.
Your turn.
Yeah. Let's see. 1969, the Battle of Hamburger Hill in Vietnam ends.
Dang.
1971, in the Charnakan massacre, Pakistani forces massacred thousands, mostly Bengali Hindus.
That ain't cool.
1980, in the referendum in Quebec, the population rejects the 60% of the vote. A government proposal to move towards independence for Canada.
Nice. Let's see here. Battle of Hamburger Hill. May 13th through May 20th. I just want to see what was the casualties. Uh, Casualties and losses. The U.S. claims 630 killed. That's the body count. 3 captured. Oh, wait, no, that's the enemy. The U.S. got 72 killed, 372 wounded, 7 are missing, and then 31 South Vietnam soldiers were killed. PAVN claim 1,500 killed and wounded. I'm going to add this link into the underbar. Anyway, before I do, though, I'm going to take us up into 1971. That saw in the... You already said that. 1980, you said that. 1983, during the Church Street bombing. A car bomb planted by Kahanto We Sizwe exploded on Church Street in South Africa's capital, Pretoria, killing 19 people and injuring 217 others. Also in 1983, the first publications of the discovery of the HIV virus that causes AIDS in the journal Science by a team of French scientists including Francois Barré-Sinoussi, Jean-Claude Sherman, and Luc Montagnier was published. Interesting. And 2 years later, in 1985, Radio Marti, part of the Voice of America service, began broadcasting to Cuba. Okay, so Radio Marti.
Okay. 1989, the Chinese authorities declare martial law in the face of pro-democracy demonstrations, setting the scene for the Tiananmen Square massacre, which didn't happen. 1990, the first post-communist presidential party parliament elections are held in Romania. Okay. 1996, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled in Roma versus F against a law that would have prevented any city, town, or county in the state of Colorado from taking any legislative or judicial action to protect the rights of gays and lesbians.
Dang. So that's good. They voted against that.
What kind of law what kind of time that was?
That was only 1996, dude. That was 26 years ago.
That's horrible.
We're still living in this crap. Well, look at today's world. You know, it's the same shit. Just, you know, who's the one who's hated the most right now? You know, just changed hands. Moving on up into 2002, the independence of East Timor was recognized by Portugal, formally ending 23 years of Indonesian rule and 3 years of provisional UN administration. Portugal itself is the former colonizer of East Timor until 1976. Alright. 2011, Mamata Banerjee was sworn in as the Chief Minister of West Bengal, the first woman to hold that post. That's cool. And why don't you take the last 3 here?
2012, at least 27 people were killed and 50 others injured when a 6.2 magnitude earthquake strikes northern Italy.
Dang.
2013, the EF5 tornado strikes the Oklahoma City suburb of Moore, killing 24 people and injuring 377 others.
Dang.
2016, the government of Singapore authorized the controversial execution of convicted murderer Cal Jabin for the murder of a Chinese construction worker by international police for clemency, notable from Amnesty International and United Nations.
Wow. So they still killed this guy. Must have really wanted him dead. The UN is like, no, and they're like, we don't care. Any articles grab your attention, more than others?
A lot, like
Yeah.
The Spirit of St. Louis, Amelia Earhart, AIDS.
Yeah. The cosmic microwave background radiation was really interesting. And then also, like, I didn't know that Cuba was part of the U.S. at one point, but, also I did at the same time. It's one of those, did and didn't, if that makes any sense. Moving on to the burst. Do you want to start us off?
1315. Spawn of Luxembourg, yeah. First wife of John II of France. 1470, Pietro Bimo, Italian cardinal poet and scholar. 1751, William Thornton, Virgin Islander, American architect who designed the United States Capitol. Yeah, a virgin
Yeah.
created it.
A Virgin Islander. Huh. You know what? Now that I think about it, I know of a Virgin Islander. He's in the Caribbean, but he's a little laggy. He might not get it, at first at least, but we shall see. Moving up into 1772, Sir William Congreve, second
Ah,
Baronet, was an English inventor and politician who developed Congreve rockets. He died in 1828. What is Congreve rockets? Let's check that out here. Congreve rockets. The Congreve rocket was a type of rocket artillery designed by British inventor Sir William Congreve in 1804. The design was based upon the rockets deployed by the Kingdom of Mysore against the East India Company during the Second, Third, and Fourth Anglo-Mysore Wars. Well, that's interesting. Let's see here. Who else was born today? 1799, we have Honoré de Balzac. Honoré de Balzac was a French novelist and playwright who died in 1850. And I tell you what, the world today can really, learn how to honor de Balzac. And then 1818, William Fargo was an American businessman and politician who co-founded Wells Fargo and American Express, dying in 1881.
1825, Antoinette Brown Blackwell, the first female to be ordained as a mainstream Protestant minister in the U.S.
Dang, nice.
Okay, this is mainstream. What about an indie Protestant? 1851, Emil Berliner, German-American inventor of the gramophone record.
Cool.
1886, Ali Sami, Turkish footballer and manager who founded the Galatasaray Sports Club.
Gramophone record. Or phonograph. Oh, gramophone or phonograph record, or simply a record, is an analog sound storage medium in the form of a flat disc with an inscribed modulated spiral groove. The groove usually starts near the periphery and ends near the center of the disc. Now, I know what that is. You know what that is, but
Yes, you crank it.
yeah. Well, a lot of kids these days don't know things.
It's, it's not like wax. It's metal and it's all.
Is it metal or is it like I think it's vinyl, right?
I don't know if it's wax. I don't know if he started doing the wax.
Well, wax was first. Like they first made it out of beeswax. But those were like the cylindrical discs that you wound up and everything. Well, you wind these up too, but like these were like I don't know. Let's see here. 1894, we have Chandrasekhar Saraswati was an Indian guru and scholar and died in 1994. He lived for 100 years, 1894 to 1994. The sights he saw, what he lived through historically, that is a life right there. 1895, R.J. Mitchell was an English engineer who designed the Supermarine Spitfire and Supermarine S-6B, dying in 1937. His full name is Reginald Joseph Mitchell. Reginald. Cool. Let's see here. And in 1900, we have Sumi Taranandan Pant, was an Indian poet and author, dying in 1977.
In 1901, Max Euwe, Dutch chess player, mathematician, and author.
Max Ew, that's what all the girls called me in school. Whenever I asked them out, they're like, "Oh, Max Ew." Like,
Nin- oh yeah, 1906 Giuseppe Sigri, Italian Cardinal, and 1911 Annie G.M. Smith, Dutch author and playwright.
her full name is Anna Marie, Anna Marie Gertrudia Annie Schmidt. Annie being a nickname. See here. Put that in here. 1913, we have William Reddington Hewlett, a U.S. engineer who co-founded Hewlett Packard, dying in 2001.
Nice.
1925, Alexei Tupolev, the Russian engineer who designed the Tupolev Tu-144, also dying in 2001. And then 1940, Shorty Long, a U.S. singer, songwriter, and producer, dying in 1969. And I'm going to look up their name because that cannot be their real name. Frederick Earl Shorty Long. Oh, that's why he was called Shorty. He was a what? I don't even know what to call these people anymore. Everything's not politically correct. A midget. He's a midget. And he only lived till 1940 to 1969. He was only 19. That sucks. I think it's your turn now.
Yeah. 1942 Carlos Halfhawk, U.S. Sergeant and Sniper. 2007, 1942 Carlos Halfhawk, U.S. Sergeant and Sniper. 1944 Joe Crocker, English singer and songwriter.
I don't think you said his last name correctly.
Halfhawker.
Yeah. Who's Joe? Joe Cocker.
1944 Bowen the Group, Indonesian Dutch singer, songwriter, and guitarist.
I wonder if he ever goes up on stage just like, I am Groot! Also, 1994, we have Dietrich Mateschitz. Mateschitz? Seriously? An Austrian businessman who co-founded Red Bull GmbH. What is GmbH?
Stand like some drug.
GmbH. It stands for Gesellschaft mit Beschränkter Haftung. And it is a type of legal entity very common in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. It is an entity broadly equivalent to the private limited company in the United Kingdom and many Commonwealth countries, and the limited liability company in the United States. Okay, so essentially it's their version of LLC. So, like, Red Bull LLC. So it's their company. 1946, we have Cher, is a U.S. singer-songwriter, producer, and actress. What is her actual name? Let's check that out here real quick. Full name is Sherilyn Sarkisian. Alright. I want this one. Copy. Sherilyn Sarkisian. And then 1946, we have Bobby Murder. Was a U.S. baseball player, coach, manager, and sportscaster. Died in 2008.
(1949) Dave Thomas, Canadian actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. 1951 Mike Crapo, U.S. lawyer and politician.
That is not a name you want to use to get into law or politics.
1958 Ron Reagan, U.S. journalist and radio host.
Not to be confused with Ronald Reagan. Also in 1958, we have Jane Wiedlin, who is a U.S. singer, songwriter, guitarist, and actress. 1972, we have Michael Diamond, is an Australian shooter. And is this guy Mike Diamond, the Smoke Good Plumbers? And in 1972, we have Busta Rhymes, is a U.S. rapper, producer, and actor. And what is his actual name? Trevor George Smith Jr. Alright. Moving on to the deaths. Why don't you start us off yet again? I have couple things to do here real quick.
685, Ephraim of Northumbria. 1291, the Adid Jalhuddin Sarah Host Wakari, Sovereign Saint. 1449, Fernando Valdez Amalda, first count of our branches.
1503, we have Lorenzo di Pier Francisco di Medici, was an Italian banker and politician, having been born in 1463. 1506, Christopher Columbus was an Italian explorer who was an early European explorer of the Americas and committed inhuman genocidal acts upon the natives, plundered the land, and generally was not a good person. Having been born in 1451. Then doing a pretty big time jump here in 1917, Philip von Ferrare was an Italian stamp collector, having been born in 1850. Must have been like an amazing stamp collection to be noted for that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Also, 1925, Joseph Howard, Maltese politician who was the first Prime Minister of Malta. 1956, Max Beerholm, English essayist, periodist, and cardiacurist.
It's supposed to be caricaturist. The D got in there accidentally. What is a parodist? I've never heard of that. Parodist. Okay, so he does parody. Okay.
1996, John Pertwee, English actor who portrayed the Third Doctor.
Doctor Who. That's right. It's my turn. 2009, we have Arthur Erickson, was a Canadian architect and urban planner who designed Roy Thomson Hall. He was born in 1924. Let's check out Roy Thomson Hall real quick. What does that look like? That's pretty cool. Futuristic, actually. The whole skyline kind of looks a little bit futuristic. Couple buildings in there and such. 2011, we have Macho Man Randy Savage, snap into a Slim Jim. He was a U.S. wrestler and actor, having been born in 1952. Oh yeah! Do you remember when they put in the Randy Savage skin in Skyrim? And like...
Yeah, that's a mod.
Yeah, it's a mod. It's just like he's flying around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Lightning beams.
They brought him back in Fallout 4.
Oh man.
As a Deathclaw. That's just funny.
Oh, of course. Let's see here. And in 2012, Eugene Pauly was a U.S. engineer who invented the remote control. And on behalf of every child everywhere living in a family that has a house who used to be the remote control, thank you. But on the other side of the spoon, screw you for making people more lazy. There's a give and take, yin and yang. He was born in 1915. Why don't you take these last two here?
Okay. 2013, Ray Mercerek, U.S. singer-songwriter, keyboard player, and producer. 2016, Keo Jabin, Malaysian convicted murderer who was executed via hanging in Singapore.
And that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links that you may be interested in, which also includes...
Sohin TV on Twitch.
And everything Omni Coalition. Dude, when was the last time you streamed? It's been a week or so, right?
I actually streamed a week ago playing Halo. Playing Halo Infinite.
Okay. Well, keep on putting your stream whenever you start streaming. Keep on putting that in. Do we have a live stream channel?
Shit. That shit made me laugh. I blew them up with the fucking rocket launcher and I died afterwards, but who cares? They weren't expecting me jumping with a rocket launcher.
We do have a stream channel. Like, whenever you stream, go ahead and just post it in there and I'll give it a view.
No, since I got my Xbox, I got my old Xbox games I can download on Xbox One. I can play.
Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day between 12 noon and 3 p.m. Pacific Time.
2 to 5 Central.
For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I'm me.
And you are you. And until you see us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles! Let's go, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.